Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back with another Madden 23 video. In today's episode, per request, one of you guys asked me to rebuild the Indianapolis Colts with the new addition of Anthony Richardson and Josh Downs. But let's see if we can try to hit 40 likes on today's video. I would much appreciate it. It really helps boost the video and get my videos out to new subscribers. But you guys have been doing great with the subscribers. I think my subscribers have been up by at least 100 people in the past month. So that's great for me and great for you guys as well, because you guys are the real OGs. But for the rebuild, I think picking Anthony Richardson, it was a must. This team desperately needs a quarterback ever since Andrew Luck. Picking Josh Downs, I think, was a steal of a pick. I think he was worth a first-round pick in my opinion. I think he's great. He's going to be wide receiver 3 for us. Having Michael Pittman, Isaiah McKenzie are good additions to great O-line, especially with Quentin Nelson. He had a bit of a down year this year, but he still did great. Don't get me wrong, just not as good as his previous years. Jonathan Taylor is, of course, great, along with Zach Moss, Mo Alley Cox, and who is this guy? I've never heard of this guy. He's a rookie apparently, but he's going to be our starter for right now since he's a 74 overall. I like that. O-line looking pretty good. Defensively, D-line looks pretty good as well. Kwity Paye hasn't quite developed. Shaq Leonard on the outside. Julian Blackmon was is in question for Defensive Rookie of the Year in his rookie season, but unfortunately he didn't get it. I thought him or Jeremy Chin should have got it. But Kenny Moore is the top DB that they have here. Brents as well. I think Brents, they got a South Carolina with their 3rd round pick. Yeah, Kansas State. No, it was Kansas State. I thought it was South Carolina. My bad. But team looks pretty good offensively and defensively. It's literally just about developing a quarterback. I'm going to move Josh Downs to our slot. Rest of the team looks pretty good. And apart from that, guys, let's move into the first season with the Indianapolis Colts and the midseason mark. And here we are at the midseason mark, as we are 4-3, second in the division behind the Jaguars. This is like a realistic AFC South standing, I can see. Maybe the Titans will be below the Texans, in my opinion, but other than that, looks pretty good. What do I need? I would say middle linebacker or DB, safety maybe. I'm going to go with DB. Isaiah McKenzie, not really interested in. Everyone else here, I'm not really interested in either. Isaiah McKenzie is going to turn 28, which is whenever regression starts. So I'm going to move on from him, and let's move into the playoffs. Here we are, 12-5, top of the division in the wildcard round in his rookie season. That's crazy for Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson, not a good pass rating, but a good overall stats. 13th best offense, 6th best defense is good. 4,600 yards, 35 touchdowns, 13 receptions, 98 pass rating. That's a good season other than the passer rating. Jonathan Taylor, 17 touchdowns, 4.6 per carry, 1,200 yards. Great season. Josh Downs, 1,300 yards, 12 touchdowns. Amazing season, especially for a rookie. Tight end with a good amount of receptions. Pittman, I expected to do a little bit more than just 2 touchdowns. Defensively, Shaq Leonard with 128 tackles. Tackles for a loss, 19 for DeForest Buckner. Sacks, 7.5 for DeForest Buckner, 7 for Samson Ebukam. I honestly forgot about him. 3 interceptions for Kenny Moore. Safeties is 1 for Kenny Moore, and defensive touchdowns is 0. Let's see what we got against the Los Angeles Chargers to move on to the divisional round. We don't have it. 17-10, first playoff loss for Anthony Richardson. Let's go to the offseason. And the Commanders beat the Broncos in the Super Bowl, and Cam Dantzler wins the Super Bowl MVP. Okay, Justin Herbert wins the league MVP with the Chargers. I can see that in real life. And the Colts get Josh Downs as the Rookie of the Year. I don't know why it said Aiden Hutchinson there, but I guess it filed them both in as rookies. But Josh Downs should have superstar dev now, and he does. That is huge for the team long term. Anthony Richardson stays the same. Woods now has star dev, considering he's so young. That's great to see. Don't have to draft another tight end. Kenny Moore gets superstar dev. Nice to see as well. In the AFC South, nobody retires. I just did a Jaguars rebuild too, so go check that out. That's another AFC South rebuild. And what do we have? Isaiah McKenzie? Nobody. Again, I'm not really interested in anyone there. I kind of just want a DB and a safety, maybe middle linebacker. So let's move into free agency. After free agency, we got Miles Jack and Deshaun Elliott, 2 great pieces to our defense that we definitely needed. But anyways, let's move to the draft. In the first round, I'm picking up John Ross. No, not the fast version of John Ross, the really strong version with 93 strength, 77 speed, 84 acceleration, 6'3", 319, only normal dev. Every time I pick up a defensive end, they have normal dev, which is stupid because he has A block shedding, A play rec, and A tackle. With 93 strength as a rookie is really good, but normal dev is stupid, but whatever. In the second round, I'm picking up right guard Rhett Taylor out of Alabama, 6'5", 310, hidden dev, 87 strength, A's across the board. He looks great. And in the third round, I'm picking up wide receiver Colin Alexander out of Alabama. Only 87 speed, but he is 6'5", 225, hidden dev. He looks great as well. Now this is the team moving into year 2. Taylor is a 73 overall. Alexander's a 67, but I still want to move him up just because of his development. He could have something good there. Didn't really get much at defensive back. There wasn't really anything good there that I liked. My right defensive end, Ross, needs to move up. And he's going to be the starter for right now because he was my first round pick, of course. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 5-1 top of the division as we are dominating this division, surprising the Jaguars are at the bottom. I think I'm going to go middle linebacker here. Jonathan Taylor, I'll give him player-friendly deal. Deserves it. He can re-sign, and he does. Kenny Moore, definitely want him to stay. 3-year deal for him, even though he's 28. He's still going to maintain a high overall because of his superstar dev. Michael Pittman, I always see him in free agency. I'm not going to let him hit it here. Here he signs with the team. Grover Stewart, I want to see if he regresses. I think a 2-year deal is actually fair. I'll re-sign him. Julian Blackman, I do want back as well. I'll give him a 5-year deal. Here he signs, just passing out these contracts so easily. Isaiah Rodgers, I do want 80 overall. It wouldn't be bad depth. I'm just going to offer him player-friendly right now, and he wants to find a better fit in free agency. Rigoberto Sanchez, I don't know. What's our team ranks? Okay, we got a second rush defensive game. Last year was like 31st, even though we have the same defensive line other than Ross. So let's move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, 12-5, top of the division. Considering we don't have a wild card spot, somehow the AFC gets away with the first seed being 12. Richardson, better season than last season, pretty good season, of course. 3rd best offense, 14th best defense. Defense took a step back, apparently. 4,500 yards, 38 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 103 pass rating. A little bit better than last season. Jonathan Taylor continues to tear it up. 18 touchdowns, 5.6 per carry, and 1,700 yards. Alec Pierce doing great. I think he's in the slot now as Josh Downs is a wide receiver too. 1,100 yards, 10 touchdowns. Josh Downs, 10 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. Michael Pittman's really not living up to his contract. And where's my other receiver? Wow, he got nothing, I guess. Okay. Defensively, Miles Jack, 124 tackles for a loss, 11 for Kwity Paye. Sacks, 11 for DeForest Buckner, 8.5 for Kwity Paye. Interceptions, 5 for Kenny Moore. Safeties on the team is 1 for DeForest Buckner, 1 for Kwity Paye. 0 defensive touchdowns. Let's see what we got in the divisional round and see who we're going to be playing and see if we can get our first playoff win against the 11-6 Denver Broncos. We're 3 overalls higher, but in Madden, they don't care about that. It's all about playbooks. And we beat them 38-31 here to face the 11-6 Cincinnati Bengals in the conference championship to move on to the Super Bowl. Here we are in the not in the Super Bowl, but in the conference championship. 7-7 start for the Bengals and the Colts, of course, as 14-7, nice stuff. 14-14, 14-21, hold them. 14-24 at halftime. Start off with the field goal, 17-27, 10-point lead. Okay, yikes, they're catching up. Come on, we got to hold this. 34-27. Come on, we could have had a field goal there. What are you doing? Okay, there we go. 27-34 as we're going to be moving on to the Super Bowl in year number 2. And here we are in the Super Bowl here to face the 11-6 Dallas Cowboys. Micah Parsons is overpowered in simulation. I don't know if we're going to be able to win this one. As it looks like for the team upgrades, Taylor only has start ev. We don't know about Alexander yet. Pierce, surprised he didn't get start ev. Had 1,100 yards and 10 touchdowns, which is a pretty good season. Anyone else? Oh, Ross gets star dev. Why? I'm pretty sure he only had like 6 sacks, didn't he? Progression history. Defensive Rookie of the Year. I don't know about that one, dude. Like, I need to see this, not the depth chart, please. I could have just done that for the depth chart. I didn't know I could do all that. I can just click on him and just, okay, I didn't know that. Guess I'm just slow. Let's see what we got. Yeah, 6 tackles for a loss, 6.5 sacks. Like, not a bad rookie season, but I definitely don't think that would have been Rookie of the Year. But, hey, I'm not complaining. Free development upgrade. But let's see what we got against the Dallas Cowboys in the Super Bowl. Here we are against the Dallas Cowboys, I believe in the Las Vegas Raiders Stadium. 7-3 start for the Cowboys, 14-3, 14-6. Come on, defense, hold them. Offense finally wakes up, 21-13 in the third quarter. 19-21, we didn't get the 2-pointer. 24-19. Come on, come on. You gotta do something whenever you have the ball. Oh, do I gotta do it? Yeah, I definitely gotta do this here. I gotta play this. Let me play. What? Were we not on offense? I swear we were. Okay, I guess we lose 24-19. I swear we were on offense there. I guess not, but anyways, let's see who the Super Bowl MVP is. Your Super Bowl MVP is Dak Prescott. League MVP is Dak Prescott. That will never happen. Wow, it says Defensive Rookie of the Year is Clayton Harrison for the Cardinals, not John Ross. Okay, whatever. We've already seen the team upgrades. Let's get to the re-signings. In the AFC South, Ben Jones, Ryan Tannehill, and Shelby Harris all retire. Really, Shelby Harris went from the Seahawks to the Broncos, now the Jaguars. Can pass around more than the school thought. Isaiah Rodgers, I don't want to overpay for you. Zach Moss, not even a bad contract. I'm going to spread it out to 5 years too, and he resigns. Only $3 million a year, really isn't bad for depth. Daniel Scott, I don't even think he should be here. But anyways, let's move into free agency. After free agency, I only got Trayvon Diggs because the next best defensive back after Trayvon Diggs was Isaiah Rodgers, and he didn't want to be here, so Trayvon Diggs will definitely be our replacement for him for now. And let's move in to the draft. In the first round, I'm picking a middle linebacker, Tavarius Felton out of USC. Normal dev sucks, 91 acceleration, A awareness, B play rec, B tackle. Like, this isn't bad. I don't know why these guys aren't getting devs. Like, this is not bad at all. 91 acceleration isn't bad either. He had good jumping. He had elite jumping technically, which is only an 84 for a linebacker. But hey, I'm going to move him to right outside linebacker. Maybe he can get star dev. In the second round, I'm picking up left guard Michael Fowler out of Michigan. Tristan Wirfs rejected my contract, so I'm just going to take this guy and move him to left tackle. Here we are after the draft. Fowler is a 72 overall, will probably drop to a 70 overall once I move him to left tackle. And of course, just scout the right guards and left guards and then just move them to left tackle. It's still realistic regardless, but he has the dev trait, so I am going to start him. Alexander only has star dev, so Pierce is going to be the receiver 3. Alexander is just going to move to the 4, even though wide receiver 4s do nothing in Madden. Felton does move up as the starter. And yeah, team is looking pretty good. Brents is a 76. That's not bad. Gallery, I got in like the 3rd round. Not that good. I keep saying yeah. Anyways, let's move into the midseason mark. So I accidentally skipped out on the midseason mark. I accidentally simulated to the playoffs and not the midseason mark, but we're 6-6, second in the division at week 14. This is DeForest Buckner. Won a 3-year deal for him. Wanted to come back. Didn't even tell me if he came back, but okay. Quiddy Pay, I still want to keep back. He's not insanely good, but I do have the money to keep him around. Matt Gay can walk. Ryan Kelly, he's going to regress pretty hard. I don't know. Could just replace him pretty easily. I already have Simpson and Bukum's replacement, Julius Brents. I still want his depth, and he should be on a 4-year deal and not a 3-year deal. So apart from that, it's now time to move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, going from 6-6 to 10-7, like the comeback on the season. Anthony Richardson, another good, 88 pass ratings, terrible. 14th best offense, 4th best defense. 4,600 yards, 34 touchdowns, 23 interceptions is unacceptable. 88 pass rating is terrible. Rushing, Jonathan Taylor, 13 touchdowns, 4.2 per carry, 1,200 yards. Huge step back from the previous 2 seasons. Michael Pittman, 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns. Honestly, the most productive he's been throughout this rebuild. Alec Pierce, 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns. Josh Downs with his worst season yet. And yeah, it looks like Alexander's still doing nothing. Defensively, Miles Jack, 145 tackles is great. Tackles for a loss, 14 for DeForest Buckner. Sacks, 11.5 for Quiddy Pay, 8.5 for DeForest Buckner. 4 interceptions for Shaq Leonard. Safeties, 1 for Quiddy Pay. Defensive touchdowns is 1 for Deshaun Elliott. I'm glad to see that Quiddy Pay is getting involved. But let's see what we got against the Tennessee Titans in the wildcard round. Wouldn't be surprised if we lost this one, but we did go to the Super Bowl in the previous season. So we beat them down pretty bad, 14-41. Here to face the 14-3 Buffalo Bills. We're 2 overalls higher than them, but we're playing them at their home, and we lose 23-17. Let's move into the 4th and final season. And the Bills get their first ever Super Bowl win, 34-17 against the Washington Commanders. Greg Rousseau wins the Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen wins the league MVP. And there are no awards here for the Indianapolis Colts. We still have a successful rebuild because we did make it to the Super Bowl. You don't need to win it. You just need to make it, in my opinion, to have a successful rebuild. But what do we have? Looks like Fowler is only a 76, so he could be our new center. I think that's what I might do because he won't progress in time for the 4th season to be higher overall. He goes up to a 77. Probably should have put him there in the first place, but he wouldn't have got as much progression. Miles Jack gets X Factor is awesome. And Julian Blackmon gets superstar. That's great to see. I think I'm just going to get depth at defensive tackle and depth at DB, and that's really all I need. But let's move into the re-signings. In the AFC South, Jimmy Ward retires for the Houston Texans. Let's see if there's any other guys I want to re-sign. I'm pretty sure there is none. Matt Gay, sure, it's the final season. We have money. Here's a 2-year deal. He wants to play for a new team, have fun. Ryan Kelly, I just don't need. All these other guys can walk, but we do have $64 million to spend, so let's see if we can go find ourselves a stud. And we did, in fact, find that stud in Aaron Donald. Probably will be his final season. He's 34 years old. We got JOK, Tommy Townsend, Evan McPherson's for the special teams, and James Bradbury as depth at defensive back. But anyways, let's move in to the draft. In the first round, I'm picking up defensive tackle Elliot Diggs out of Vanderbilt. 89 strength, 76 speed, 82 jumping. Very athletic for a defensive tackle. 6'1", almost 300 pounds, hidden dev. B's across the board. He'll just continuously add to the depth to our stud defensive line. Now, this is the team moving into the 4th and final season. Usually in the 4th and final season, I just get screwed over by the simulation, like my Jaguars rebuild. We were a Super Bowl team, then we went 9-8, missed the playoffs. But come on, dude. 3 superstars, 4 superstar X Factors. Diggs is a 72 overall. He's definitely going to be defensive tackle 3 here. Crazy team. Ross is now a depth, our first round pick, but of course in real life he wouldn't be depth. He would just be rotational with Aaron Donald, considering Aaron Donald's old and he would retire soon. But anyways, let's move into the 4th and final season and the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, going 14-3, top the division. That's what I expect from our 91 overall team. Our passing game is 28th in the NFL. I guess it's because Jonathan Taylor. Again, 98 pass rating. I know we're in a passing scheme, but that still doesn't make up for the fact that you suck at throwing the ball accurately. We have the 8th best offense in the league, which is nice. Really not even 4,000 passing yards. I mean, nice touchdowns. 6th best defense. Not even 4,000 passing yards, which in real life wouldn't be a bad thing, but in Madden, not so great. 35 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, not a bad ratio. 98 pass rating isn't that good. Rushing, Jonathan Taylor, 20 touchdowns, 6.7 per carry is crazy, and he's in the 2,000-yard club. That's crazy. Josh Downs, not a single receiver with 1,000 yards. Defensively, Miles Jack, 122 tackles for a loss, 19 for Aaron Donald, sacks, 16.5 for Aaron Donald, 16 for DeForest Buckner, 12 for Kwity Paye. Amazing. 4 interceptions for Kenny Moore. Safeties is, no, not blocks. Safeties 0, defensive touchdowns is 0. So, let's see what we got here for the 4th and final year. I'm not going to be playing in the divisional round. I will probably play in the conference championship if we do make it. Here to face the 10-7 Cincinnati Bengals to see if we can move on to the conference championship, and we do. 21-20 here to face the 11-6 divisional rivals, the Houston Texans. We are 8 overalls higher than them. This should be a clean sweep. Here we are in the conference championship in Indianapolis, and no one's striking first in the first quarter. 7-0 start for us. We finally put some points on the board. And wow, our defense is locking up. That D-line is getting after CJ Stroud. 21-3 now. Okay, 10-21, 28-10, 17-28, 17-31, and that is going to be wraps. We are going to back to the Super Bowl to see what we can do, and I finally cap it off with a win. Oh, it's Geno Smith as the quarterback. They just gave up on CJ Stroud. Okay, let's move in to the Super Bowl. Here we are in the Super Bowl, here to face the 11-6 New Orleans Saints. But again, we're 8 overalls higher than them, so come on, man. Got to be able to win this one. What do we got? Deshaun Elliott gets superstar. Nice to see. Really? Nobody else? Don't even see the... Okay, that's about it. Okay. We are in our 2nd Super Bowl. Hopefully we can actually win this one, especially since we're way better. Let's move into it. Here we are against the New Orleans Saints in the Atlanta Superdome. 7-0 start for the Saints. 7-3 now. 6-7. Come on, dude. What are you doing? 10-6. Dude, just give the ball to Jonathan Taylor. Is Jonathan Taylor playing like Todd Gurley in the Super Bowl? Come on. There we go. 20-13. First lead of the Super Bowl for us. Come on, 23-13, 16-23, and 16-23 will be wraps for you as your Indianapolis Colts are your Super Bowl champions. Definitely a successful rebuild for us. We went to 2 Super Bowls, won one of them with Anthony Richardson. Built a stacked team as they have CJ Stroud on the Saints. Okay. Next, Anthony Richardson is your Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen is your league MVP. There are no other awards here for the Indianapolis Colts, but let me know which team you want me to rebuild next. I definitely had fun rebuilding this one. I'm trying to get through every single team, not even if they had a first-round pick, just every single team. But apart from that, guys, thank you guys all once again for watching. Let me know once again which team you want me to rebuild next. Apart from that, I'll see you guys all in the next one.